Hey guys, I'm Joey King, and you are watching In Studio with The Hollywood Reporter.
Thank you so much for stopping by. It's premiere day. I have to ask, what has been the reaction you've been getting for the show so far?
Oh my god, it's been really exciting. So far, we have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is ridiculous.
That's insane.
And everyone who's seen it has said such nice things. I'm so excited and nervous and grateful and just like, oh my, I'm like freaking out.
Yeah, like how excited are you for people to see it now?
I am so excited, and I am so nervous.
Yeah.
Like, in a good way, though. Like, the excitement weighs out the nerves. I'm just, like, feeling very, like, giddy inside, I think. Like, I'm restless about it.
That's so great. Well, congratulations. I want to know, when did you kind of first know about the story? Were you familiar with it before joining the project?
So I was familiar kind of with the story a little bit before I got the audition.
Yeah.
And then I had heard about it, and I was like, geez, that's messed up. Then I got the audition. I did a lot of research online, and I read up about it quite a bit. And I was like, holy mother of...
I was screaming
Jeez,
watching it.
I am like, this is so disturbing and crazy. Of course, then I watched the documentary, and then when I realized that, of course, if that's the story we're telling, I was like, I want to be part of this project so badly. And yeah, it was really intense going down like the rabbit hole of the research for this role. Any videos that I could really get my hands on, anything like that. Oh, we were so lucky. We had Michelle Dean, who wrote the famous article on BuzzFeed. Yeah. She was one of our producers on the show, who had a personal and intimate relationship with Gypsy and her family. She'd spoken to her many times, so whenever I had a question or needed more answers from her, I would be able to go to her, which was great. But I think what was super important to me, not just researching the story, was getting Gypsy's voice correct and her movements correct. So, you know, when she would just like look around even or talk to her mom, like anything I could do to make it authentic as possible. I just watched all these videos that I could find and just like how childlike her movements were and how they changed as she got older.
Now, I know you weren't able to speak to Gypsy, but was that something you really wanted to do?
I mean, of course it'd be something. I think it'd be any actor who portrays someone real. It'd be nice to be able to speak to them, but yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to.
As an actor playing kind of a real story, what are the different pressures you kind of face?
I mean, just knowing that someone's real and is out there, and I mean, she's in prison as we sit here and speak right now, it's really a crazy feeling. And I think that the pressure of just, this story is so complex. There's times when you'll be watching it where you'll hate Dee Dee, Gypsy's mother, and you'll feel sympathy for Gypsy, and there'll be times when you feel sorry for Dee Dee even, and then you'll be thinking that Gypsy's a little bit villainous. So just getting it right was really important to me. Doing the story justice, making sure that if you are not a sympathizer with Gypsy, that by the time you finish the show, you feel how much of a victim she actually was.
How did your opinions of both of them kind of change throughout filming? Did you have a different mindset of who these two were before going in and kind of how it changed?
Because I did so much research prior, I feel like my mindset on them didn't change too much, but I think that what did change was the way I viewed, like the way Patricia brought really a lot of heart to a performance, to a character that really otherwise to me was just straight line monstrous, in my opinion. I think Dee Dee's a monster. And I think that, but she is a real person at the end of the day who, in a very sick way, loved her daughter so much, but obviously in a very, very unhealthy way. And so I think the way Patricia portrayed that and gave Dee Dee a lot of heart was amazing and super brilliant.
No, it's such a painful story. What were the biggest challenges kind of in conveying this story for you?
I think the biggest challenges, the transformation was a challenge, but it was a great one. But I think a lot of the scenes, tapping into a character that you don't like have anything in common with is super, it's something that I'm not used to, which I was really, really excited about. Because a lot of the time when I do interviews like this, people are like, oh, you know, what kind of similarities do you have with your character?
I'm not going to ask that.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of the time that's what people say. And this time I can say that I don't have a lot of similarities with Gypsy, and so being able to relate to certain scenarios and find a common ground and just putting myself in that mental space was really dark, and but it was really fulfilling as an actor.
There were a few moments throughout the series where I'm just like screaming at the screen because of like how much you feel bad for Gypsy and kind of how the struggle is. When she gets the cavity, you're just like, oh my gosh, now Dee Dee's gonna freak out, and you kind of talk about those moments and what stood out for you.
Yeah, just those darker scenes with Patricia really took a lot out of us. I think that's why her and I have such a love lovely relationship now is because we went to such dark places together mentally, and so now we're just super supportive of each other, and I just love her with all my heart. But being, just those horrible scenes where, you know, she gets her teeth taken out, and then, you know, she has a fight with her mom later on in, like, episode 4, I think it was, you said you watched it. It's like, it's all so tragic and dark, and each episode gets more disturbing than the last, and it's just, but the way it's done is so, I think the way that our filmmakers and our, you know, cinematographer, our producers, our directors, everyone, the way it is shot and edited is so genius, and it makes you still want to watch it, even though what you're seeing is so hard to watch.
Speaking of Patricia, working so closely with her, what did you learn from her as an actress?
So much. Yeah. I feel like that's a great question for this specific show, because I feel like whenever I work on things, I get asked that about the people I work with. And a lot of the time I'm like, oh, you know, I just kind of worked with them and it was great. But this time I can say with confidence and so much, like, love in my heart that I learned so much from her. Not just as an actor, but as a person, too. But as an actor, she's just so generous and so smart, and also, she just really took care of me on set. Like, I had a lot of firsts on this job. A lot of, you know, my first time doing a scene without clothes on. My first time doing a lot of scenes like that. And I remember the first time I had to do that, I kind of didn't even, like, know how to approach the situation, like, how to even start the day. And I was like, okay, I guess today everyone knows I'm gonna be naked. But Patricia really just, like, took charge and was like, okay, everyone, so this is how the scene's gonna be. This is where the monitors are gonna be set up. This is what we're gonna have. We're gonna have a towel covering this. This person's gonna be in the room. That person's not. And I was like, wow, she really cares about me. It was so sweet. And she just wanted to protect me, which I was so grateful
It's like a flip dynamic of her being maternal, too, on set, although the Dee and Gypsy relationship is very...
Yeah, it's really funny because she became like a second mom to me, but in a really healthy way. She just wanted to. She was so caring, not just with me, but she just wanted to take care of everyone. She's just such a giving person.
On Instagram recently, you posted this sweet message about your family, and I'm really curious. After playing the role of Gypsy, did it make you appreciate your life more, and in what ways?
Yeah, I mean, you realize how crazy other people's lives are, and how fortunate you are to have the life that you do have. But I mean, I love my family. I've always so appreciated them. And so getting to share the moment of going to the premiere with my mom and my grandma was so special. And I think that, like, playing a role like this was something that I've never gotten to do before. And so I just think that knowing that they were super proud of me was really, like, so... I mean, I was sitting next to both of them, my mom and grandma, when we were watching it, and they were both, like, clutching my hands and, like, crying, and I was like, yes!
It's, like, the best when you have, like, that support and, like, you're in this together.
I'm really lucky. I have a great family.
Patricia starred in Escape at Dannemora. Did you see that?
So good!
What was your take on that?
She's like the best actress in the world. I'm so excited that I got to work with her. But that show alone is incredible. Ben Stiller's an amazing director. The whole show, I was blown away.
Speaking of kind of true crime, is this a genre that excites you, and in what ways does it?
It is, I think, in a weird way, I think people try to figure out why we all like true crime so much, and I think tapping into the mind of a criminal is just so interesting to a lot of people. And I have an attraction to true crime, as does most of the world. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this story, like, researching for it, it was really... like, stimulating for me. It was really, it wasn't hard as far as, you know, getting into it. It wasn't like, oh, I'm so bored. It was really interesting.
The moment when we realized she obviously can watch. For those who weren't familiar with the crime story, that's going to be kind of a shocking moment. Can you kind of describe filming that and the reveal of it, I guess?
Yeah, filming the reveal was almost as dramatic as watching it. Because it's such
she cracks her feet.
Well, that was all me. I was like, I remember that was our first take. I, like, cracked my ankles and my neck, and everyone's like, that was so disgusting. We're totally going to use it. And I was like, yeah.
It really, like, hits you because you're like...
Yeah, well, because, I mean, she's confined in a wheelchair, not by choice all the time. And so, you know, that moment when she finally does, we see her as an audience. Because I think when we first meet Gypsy and Dee, we're meeting the public persona of them. And then in the first episode, that moment when she just is alone at night, is the first moment we really get a glimpse as to how the entire series is going to be and how personal we're going to get with these characters.
And you guys do.
And we do. I mean, it's real personal.
Speaking of kind of the personal connection to the characters, what has stuck with you since filming the most about Gypsy?
Becoming Gypsy was, as an actor, it was incredible. But there were times when I did take it home with me, and I had to just, like, like watch like HGTV or something and just
Because
like let it go.
It is a completely different role for you.
Yeah, and it's really draining, but in a great way. But I feel like the thing that I've carried with me now is just, I think I'm sad because I know that she's in a correctional facility that provides no therapy. And I think that, you know, she went through trauma. She's a victim at the end of the day, and I think she needs to talk about it with somebody, and she's not getting that opportunity.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
It's so sad because she never had anyone to kind of help her grow up, and
No, I know. It's
so it was
terrible.
the only world she knew.
But I think it's what's mind blowing to me is how when I watch videos of her now, I mean, I was watching Nick's trial and everything, and just how well spoken she is, and how seemingly well adjusted she is. Like, I mean, she had all these horrible things happen to her for years and years and years. She was a prisoner, and I'm in awe of how she carries herself now. It confuses me, really.
With the material being so dark and painful, how did you guys kind of keep the mood on set a little bit lighter?
Yeah, don't let this show fool you. We had a lot of fun on set. It was very serious, and it was a lot of, you know, we were very focused, but I met some of my best friends on that set. Like Patricia and I think Patricia and I had so many heavy, dark scenes together that sometimes the only thing to do after they said cut was laugh. Yeah. I mean, every time we would have like a really heavy scene together, we would just start laughing afterwards because we're like, oh my God, that was crazy. But she's so amazing. And then Caleb Worthy, who plays Nick Godejohn, he's so talented. Him and I, we had like, I would save all the memes that I would find that I knew he'd love when he wasn't on set, and then when he'd come on set, I would just like show him all these memes, and we would be rolling on I've never related to ROFL in my life except for I was literally rolling on the floor laughing. It was so funny. And then I became really close with Anna Sophia Robb, and I mean we did find ways to keep it light, which was really nice.
Gypsy has this love for Disney and kind of this perfect world of being a princess.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, what is your favorite Disney movie?
Brother Bear.
Okay.
That's my favorite Disney movie of all time.
What is that?
I have two older sisters, and it just it was like, really? Yeah. Oh my God. It just made me feel like, I don't know, it made me like appreciate a sibling's relationship so much. And growing up, me and my sisters loved that movie so much together. And actually, like, I have a tattoo because of that movie.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really great.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
There are a few Disney live action movies coming out. There's Aladdin, Lion King, Dumbo. Do you have one you're most excited for? Or?
Lion King.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen a lot of Disney classics.
Okay.
I know, I haven't seen Dumbo before.
Uh-oh.
I also haven't seen like the original like Cinderella ever. I've never seen it, so I need to do that.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
Or maybe not. I mean, like, it's like honestly way past the time I should have seen it. I already got made fun of it when I was younger in school, and so like there's no point now. Who cares?
I want to ask you about The Kissing Booth 2. When do you guys get back into production?
Very, very soon, in about like the next month, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to see? And like, where do you want to see this story go?
I want to see the story. I want there's gonna be some little like love triangle drama happening. I think everyone should expect some decisions for Elle.
Okay.
And also just some things with Lee, just trying to figure out like what their friendship means to him now that he has a girlfriend and all that stuff. So, and there's gonna be lots more Dance Dance Revolution. So I'm gonna be so sore. And I hope it's worth it to everybody watching because I'm very excited to do all those dance moves.
When you first joined the first film, did you think that it would kind of be this massive success that it was?
No, I had no idea. It was so crazy. When I got the script, I read it and I was like, this is super special. I love it. I want to do it. I told my team and they were like, yeah, I mean, like, sure, if you really want to, like, we'll find some time for you. And I was like, no, I think it's going to be amazing. And they're like, okay, like, whatever. And I was like, you guys don't understand. And then I did it and it was like so much fun to film. And when it came out, I was like hoping that people would see it and they would like it. And, you know, we didn't have a big press thing. I don't think I did any interviews prior to it coming out because, like, no one really knew about it.
No.
And then it kind of just got put on Netflix. And, I remember the trailer came out. And then all of a sudden it had, like, 14 million views, 40 million views. And I was like, what's going on here? And then it came out and it just, like, went crazy. I was so excited. It was nuts. I had no idea it was going to do that.
It kind of started this rebirth of rom-coms and these like love stories for Netflix.
Yeah, because I mean, who doesn't love a good like lighthearted rom-com? There's amazing television and TV and movies out there right now that are like super serious and amazing and also
like The Act on
like The
Hulu.
Act, and like, you know, Netflix has some great dramas and Hulu has great dramas and all these amazing things, but I think people at the time were craving just a little something that was just like just fun to watch. And
Did you see To All the Boys I Loved Before?
Yes, it was so good.
What was your reaction to that?
I loved it. Oh my god, I love it. And Lana Condor is like my queen. I love her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so good. I loved it.
Speaking of rom-coms, Never Been Kissed celebrates its 20th anniversary next month. Actually.
No
Yeah.
way. Really?
Yeah, it does.
Oh my god, I love
It's
that movie.
wild.
I have it on DVD.
What's your favorite rom-com of all time?
Of all time. The one that pops in my mind, I don't know if it's my favorite of all time, but it's one of my favorites. It makes me laugh all the time, is She's the Man.
Okay.
I feel like that's Kissing Booth to me is like if She's the Man and
I
Mean
think there was
Girls
a
had like a
Kissing
little
Booth
baby.
aspect in She's the Man. I forget. I like the fair or something.
Yeah, oh my god,
People are
there
shaking their heads.
is!
I'm right.
There is!
Yeah.
Wow, that's right. That one's such a funny movie. It makes me laugh
really
so
funny.
hard. It's one of my favorites.
What would you say has been the greatest love story of all time told on screen?
I don't know. That's a really hard question. I mean, like, should
That
I
is.
go like typical and say Titanic, or should I go like funny and say Dumb and Dumber?
Oh, Dumb and Dumber. I think that is
That's the
best
greatest love story of all time.
It
Dumb
really
and Dumber.
is.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure to watch The Act on Hulu now.
Yes.